Hello friends, welcome to Quick Learn tutorial series. In this video, I will explain you 3-phase inverter with 180-degree conduction mode. This is lecture number 40 of Power Electronics series. So let's start with the topic. Before I discuss 3-phase inverter with 180-degree conduction mode, we must know about what is 3-phase inverter and what is the function of 3-phase inverter. 3-phase inverters are basically used to convert DC voltage into 3-phase AC supply. 3-phase inverters are most commonly used in industries than single-phase inverter. Generally, these type of inverter are basically used in high power applications and variable frequency drive applications just like HVDC power transmission. Now, one point come in our mind, how we generate 3-phase power supply and how we transmit 3-phase power across the network. So, the 3-phase power can be transmitted across the network with the help of 3 different currents which are out of phase with each other. Whereas in case of single phase, the power can be transmitted through a single phase. Now, if you have a 3-phase connection in your home, then inverter can be connected to one of the phases. Now, classification of 3-phase inverter. So there are 2 type of 3-phase inverter. First is 180-degree conduction mode and second is 120-degree conduction mode. The circuit diagram for both the conduction mode are same. Now, 3-phase inverter. This figure shows the power circuit diagram of 3-phase inverter using 6 thyristor and 6 diode. Each diode is connected in anti-parallel with thyristor. So here we use 6 thyristor pair T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6, and each diode is connected in anti-parallel with thyristor. So here we also use 6 diode D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 and D6. Now these upper thyristor are called positive group thyristor and these lower thyristor are called negative group thyristor. Now this circuit is divided into 3 segments. This is first segment. First segment consists of thyristor pair T1 or T4. This is second segment. Second segment consists of thyristor pair T3 or T6. This is third segment. Third segment consists of thyristor pair T5 or T2. And this is phase A. Phase A consists of first segment. This is phase B. Phase B consists of second segment. This is phase C. Phase C is connected from segment 3. Now come at the load side. Here 3-phase load is assumed to be star connected and this is neutral point. This is phase A, this is phase B and this is phase C. Now come at the source side. We know that the input of the inverter circuit is DC power supply. So here with the help of this battery, we provide a DC input voltage to the inverter circuit. Vs is the DC input voltage. Here a large capacitor is connected in parallel with the supply voltage Vs to make input DC voltage constant. This capacitor is also reduce the harmonics feedback to the source. So there are 2 functions of capacitor. Capacitor make the input DC voltage constant and second, by using this capacitor reduce the harmonics feedback to the source. So this is the whole description of 3-phase inverter circuit. Hello friends, welcome to Quick Learn website and I am very excited to inform you that in Quick Learn I have recently launched my website, that is www.quick-learn.in. This website is especially for all the engineering and diploma students and those students who will preparing for competitive exams. So in the blog section of the website, you can find the notes of all the electrical and electronic subjects just like basic electronics, microcontroller, microprocessor, power electronics, and slowly I will add more notes in the website. And if you are preparing for any government competitive exams, Then check also my MCQ series, that is multiple choice question series, and previous year question papers. That will help you in your competitive exams. Here I also upload the quiz test or mock test for ONGC, UPPCL, or for different type of competitive exam previous year question papers. Or for latest update, please join my Telegram channel. The link of my Telegram channel I will give in my description box. So stay continue and keep watching and keep visiting my website. First we consider 180 degree conduction mode. In case of 180 degree conduction mode, each SCR conduct for 180 degree. So we know that, as I have already told, first we divided this circuit into 3 segments. This is segment 1. This segment 1 having 2 thyristor pair T1 or T4. This is segment 2. Segment 2 again consists 2 thyristor T3 and T6, and this is segment 3. Segment 3 also consists of 2 thyristor T5 and T2. This is phase A, this is phase B, and this is phase C. At any given time, both the thyristor in a pair should never be closed because it will make a short circuit. So here we see this is first segment, this is second segment, and this is third segment. At omega t is equals to 0, we provide a gate triggering pulse to thyristor T1, and T1 start conduct for 0 to 180 degree. Because it is a 180 degree conduction mode, so every thyristor will conduct for 180 degree. After that, we provide firing pulse to thyristor T4, and T4 will conduct for again 180 degree. After that, again we give firing pulse to thyristor T1, and thyristor T1 will conduct to 180 degree. Then we provide gate triggering pulse to thyristor T4, and T4 start conducting up to 180 degree. And so on. Now moving to segment 2, that is phase B. Here in segment 2 we have 2 thyristor T3 and T6. So we know that in case of 3-phase power supply, suppose phase A start conducting from 0 degree, so phase B start conduct from 120 degree, and phase C start conduct from 240 degree. Means the phase difference between each phase is 120 degree. So this will applicable here also. Here if T1 thyristor of phase A is start conducting from 0 degree, so T3 thyristor of phase B start conducting from 120 degree, and T5 start conducting from 240 degree. So T3, the segment 2 thyristor will start conducting from 120 degree and conduct up to 300. It means it will total conduct 180 degree. After that, we provide gate triggering pulse to thyristor T6. T6 conduct for 180 degree. After that, we will give triggering pulse to thyristor T3, and T3 again conduct for 180 degree, and so on. Same for segment 3 or phase C. As I have already told, in case of 3-phase power supply, phase 3 thyristor will start conduct from 240 degree. If phase A start conduct from 0 degree, phase B start conduct from 120 degree, phase C thyristor, it means T5 start conduct from 240 degree. So we provide T5 gate triggering pulse to thyristor T5, and T5 start conducting from 240 degree and conduct up to 180 degree. It means here. After that, we will provide gate triggering pulse to thyristor T2. T2 will conduct up to 180 degree. After that, T5, and so on. And this is a continuous cycle. So this cycle will repeat. Here the remaining part of T5 is coming here, and here we provide gate triggering pulse to thyristor T2 because this is a continuous cycle. So here this is the complete one cycle 0 to 360 degree. So this is one cycle and this is the second cycle. This one complete cycle is divided into 6 steps. 0 to 60 degree first step, 60 degree to 120 degree second step, 120 degree to 180 degree third step, fourth step, fifth and sixth step. So the complete cycle is divided into 6 steps. So it is also called a 6-step inverter. Here we see in every step 3 thyristor of different phase will be conduct. So in first step thyristor 5, 6 and 1 will conduct. Here we see 5, 6 and 1 is conduct for 0 to 60 degree. For 60 to 120 degree again 3 thyristor will conduct, 6, 1 or 2. For third step it means 120 degree to 180 degree 3 thyristor will conduct 1, 2 or 3. To obtain the output voltage waveform, the line voltage and the phase voltage, we replace this complicated circuit into a simplified circuit diagram. So this is the simplified circuit diagram of 3-phase inverter. Here we replace thyristor with switches. So this is T1 thyristor, T3 thyristor or T5 thyristor. These 3 are the positive group thyristor, and T4, T6 or T2 thyristor are the negative group thyristor. This is phase A, B and C. This is the neutral point. This is Vs supply voltage. Now first we calculate the phase voltage. So to calculate phase voltage, here we analyze every step and then we calculate the phase voltage VAN, VBN and VCN. So one by one we analyze each step and then we draw the waveform. So first we consider step 1. In case of step 1 started from 0 degree to 60 degree. In this step 3 thyristor will conduct T1, T6 or T5. T1 and T5 both are positive group thyristor and T6 is negative group thyristor. With the help of this circuit, we draw the simplified circuit diagram. So how we draw this simplified circuit diagram? Here we see T1 is connected from phase A, T5 is connected from phase C and both are parallel to each other. So here T1 and T5 is both are parallel to each other. And T1 is connected from phase A and T5 is connected from phase C. And both are positive group thyristor. So they are connected from positive terminal of supply voltage. So here these two are connected from positive terminal of supply voltage. And here we see T6 is negative group thyristor and connected from phase B. So here phase B is connected from the negative of the supply voltage Vs. And it is a negative group thyristor. So in this way we got the simplified circuit diagram. Now we calculate the phase voltage. What is phase voltage? VAN, the voltage across phase A, that is VAN, VCN and VBN. So how to calculate VAN, VBN and VCN, the phase voltage? Now in case of step 1, 0 degree to 60 degree, 3 thyristor will conduct T1, T6 or T5. We already find out the simplified circuit diagram for step 1. Here we see phase A and C are parallel with each other. If these two phases are parallel, so the voltage across these two phases are equal. It means VAN is equals to VCN. But in order to find out the voltage across each phase, we should find out the current flow through the circuit. So first we find out the current, the value of current I. So we know that V equals to IZ. Z is the impedance. From this formula we get I equals to Vs. Vs is the supply voltage divided by ZT. T is the total impedance. So how we calculate total impedance? So here we calculate total impedance equal to, here we see in circuit diagram, these two phases impedance connect in parallel. So how we calculate the parallel impedance? Z multiplied by Z divided by Z plus Z. And phase B is connect in series with phase A and C. So plus Z. So after calculating or after solving this equation, we get 3Z by 2. So this is the total impedance. Now put the value of total impedance in this value of I. So I equals to Vs divided by 3Z divided by 2. So we get 2 Vs by 3Z. This is equation number 1. And this is the total current flow across the circuit. Now, see in the circuit diagram, the phase A and phase C are in parallel. So, if two components connect in parallel, so the voltage across both the component is equal. So VAN equal to VCN. Now, how to calculate the VAN? We know that I equals to Z. Here we calculate Z equivalent because these two impedance are connected in parallel. So, I multiplied by Z multiply Z divided by Z plus Z. This is the parallel impedance. So, I Z multiply by Z divided by 2Z. Z cancel. We get I Z by 2. Now, put the value of I from equation A. So, we know that I equal to 2Vs divided by 3Z multiply by Z by 2. So, Z cancel. 2 cancel. We get Vs by 3. This is equation number 1. And this is the value of VAN equal to VCN. Now, similarly, we calculate the phase voltage across phase B, that is VBN. But here we see in the circuit diagram, the current flow in this direction from neutral to phase B. So, first we calculate VNB. VNB is equals to I multiply by Z. I we already calculate. So, the value of I we take from equation number A. 2Vs by 3Z multiply by Z. So, Z cancel. Value is 2Vs by 3. Now, if we find the value of VBN, here we calculate VNB. So, the reverse is VBN equals to minus VNB. So, the value is minus 2Vs by 3. This is equation number 2. In this way, we get the phase voltage across phase A, phase B and phase. Now, we draw the waveform for step 1. So, to draw the waveform, here we find the phase voltage VAN, VBN or VCN. The value of VAN is Vs by 3. So here started from 0 degree. If VAN is equals to Vs by 3 and this is the value of Vs by 3. So draw the waveform. Now for VBN, the value of VBN is minus 2 Vs by 3. So if this is minus 2 Vs by 3, so here we draw the waveform. Now VCN, the value of VCN is, see in right hand side the value of VCN, Vs by 3. So here Vs by 3. In this way we calculate the phase value for step 1. Now same for step 2, 3 and up to step 6. Now for step 2 is started from 60 degree to 120 degree. In this step, T1, T6 or T2 thyristor will conducting. To T1 thyristor, it means this thyristor, T2 thyristor, this thyristor and T6 thyristor, it means this thyristor. Here we see T1 is positive group thyristor in series with these two thyristor. These two thyristor are connected in parallel. So here phase B and phase C thyristor is connected in parallel and these are negative group thyristors. So connect from the negative terminal of supply voltage. Okay. T1 is positive group thyristor and connect from the positive terminal of supply voltage. So phase A T1 thyristor is connected from the positive terminal of supply voltage. So in this way we get the simplified circuit diagram for step 2. Now we calculate the phase voltage value VAN, VBN or VCN. So to calculate the phase voltage for step 2, here we already got the simplified circuit diagram. We already calculated the value of I. It means the current following through the circuit. I equals to 2Vs by 3Z. Equation number A we already calculated. Okay. Now we calculate the value of VAN. So VAN equals to V equal to I multiply by Z. I from equation number A, 2Vs by 3Z multiply by Z. Z cancel. We got 2Vs by 3. Equation number 1. Now calculate phase value for VBN and VCN. So here we see in the circuit diagram VBN and VCN both are in parallel and we know that if two components are in parallel, the voltage across both of them is equal. That is why VBN equals to VCN. Now VBN equals to VCN, I multiplied by Z by 2. Why Z by 2? Because these two impedance connect in parallel. And if impedance connect in parallel, we find out the value of parallel impedance. How to calculate parallel impedance? So to calculate parallel impedance, Z multiplied by Z divided by Z plus Z. After solving this, we get Z by 2. So we know that the value of I, 2 Vs by 3Z multiplied by Z by 2. So 2 cancel, Z cancel, Z cancel, 2 cancel, we get Vs by 3. But this is the value of V and B and V and C because current flow in this direction from neutral toward B or from neutral toward phase C. Now if we want to calculate VBN or VCN, we reverse the voltage, so minus Vs by 3. Now we got the value of VAN, VBN or VCN for step 2 also. Now we draw the waveform. So for step second, these are the phase voltage value. Now we draw the waveform. VAN 2 Vs by 3. So here if this is the value of Vs by 3, so we know that Vs by 3 is smaller than 2 Vs by 3. So this is 2 Vs by 3. Something here. So here we draw the value of 2 Vs by. Now for VBN value is minus Vs by 3. So if this is minus 2 Vs by 3, so here Vs by 3. Okay. Now VCN again minus Vs by 3. So if this is Vs by 3, so here it is minus Vs by 3. So here we draw minus Vs by 3. So this is the waveform for step 2. Now same for step 3. Now for step 3, started from 120 degree to 180 degree. Here 3 thyristor is conducting T1, T3 or T2. T1, T3 and T2. So here we see T1 and T3 are positive group thyristor, connect from phase A and phase B and both are parallel with each other. So here phase A and phase B both are parallel with each other and connected from the positive terminal of supply voltage because these are positive group thyristor. Now thyristor T2 is phase C thyristor and it is a negative group thyristor. So here phase C is the negative group thyristor. So this is connected from the negative terminal of supply voltage. So in this way we draw the simplified circuit diagram for step 3. Now we calculate the phase voltage VAN, VBN and VCN. So here we find out the value of VAN, VBN, VCN. We already calculate the value of I from equation A, the supply current. We know that the phase A and phase B are in parallel. So the voltage across both phases is equal. So here VAN equal to VBN, I multiply by ZT or Z equivalent. So how we calculate Z equivalent? These two impedance are in parallel. So we calculate parallel impedance Z multiplied by Z divided by Z plus Z. So after we calculating this, I multiplied by Z by 2. Now we know that the value of I equals to 2 Vs by 3Z. So here we put the value of I. 2 Vs by 3Z multiplied by Z by 2. So 2 cancel, Z cancel, we got Vs by 3. So this is the value of VAN or VBN. Now similarly we calculate the phase voltage for VCN. Okay. So here we calculate VNC because current flow in this direction from neutral towards C. So here we calculate VNC. So VNC equals to I multiplied by Z. I we know that 2 Vs by 3Z multiplied by Z. So Z cancel, we get 2 Vs by 3. If we want to calculate VCN, so the reverse of VNC is VCN. So minus VNC. So this value we get minus 2 Vs by 3. So in this way we got the phase voltage VAN, VBN and VCN. Now we draw the waveform for phase 3. Now we draw the waveform for step 3. So here this is step 3 and this is the phase voltage for step 3. VAN, VBN, Vs by 3. So VAN, this is the Vs by 3. We draw the waveform. VBN is also Vs by 3. So here Vs by 3. So we draw the waveform. Now VCN is minus 2 Vs by 3. So if this is Vs minus Vs by 3, so here minus 2 Vs by 3. So here we draw minus 2 Vs by 3. So this is the waveform of step 3. Okay. Now similarly we calculate phase voltage for step 4, 5 and 6 and we draw the waveform. But in step 4 I will introduce a shortcut method to calculate the phase voltage value. Now we calculate the phase voltage for step 4. Here I introduce a shortcut method to calculate the phase voltage and then we draw the waveform. What is the shortcut method? So we know that we have 3 phases, phase A, phase B and phase C. And we have positive group thyristors and negative group thyristor. So here we make a table. Here we mention the phases, phase A, B, C, and here we mention positive and negative group thyristor. So positive group thyristor, we know that thyristor 1, 3 and 5 are the positive group thyristor and 4, 6 and 2 are the negative group thyristor. So in this way we make a table. Now if we find out the phase voltage value for step 4, so we know that for step 4 is from 180 degree to 240 degree. So here we see this is step 4, 180 degree to 240 degree. In this step 3 thyristor will conduct simultaneously 2, 3 and 4. So here we mark in the table. Here see in the table side 2, this is 2, 3 and 4. 3 and this is 4. So after marking we have to analyze thyristor number 4 and 2 are the negative group thyristor are connect in parallel and thyristor 3 is positive group thyristor and this thyristor is connect in a single branch in series with these 2 thyristors. So these 2 are the parallel thyristor and this is the single thyristor. Here we conclude that 2 thyristor connect in parallel. The voltage across the load is Vs by 3. We conclude from the previous calculation. If 2 impedances are connect in parallel, the voltage across these 2 impedances Vs by 3. If impedances connect in a single branch, the voltage across the impedances 2 Vs by 3. So the voltage across VAN and VCN is Vs by 3. And what about the polarity? Because these are negative group thyristor, so the polarity is also negative. Phase B thyristor is connected in a single branch. So the voltage across single branch thyristor is 2 Vs by 3. So this is 2 Vs by 3. What about the polarity? This is the positive group thyristor. So the polarity is also positive. So in this way we calculate the phase voltage by using this shortcut method. Okay. Now draw the waveform for step 4. VAN minus Vs by 3. So here I will draw the waveform minus Vs by 3. VBN plus 2 Vs by 3. So this is plus 2 Vs by 3. If this is Vs by 3, so here we mention this is somewhere 2 Vs by 3. So here I draw 2 Vs by 3. Now VCN minus Vs by 3. So if this is minus 2 Vs by 3, so here Vs by 3. So here I put Vs by. Okay. Now using this simplify method, I will again solve the step 5th. For step 5th, we calculate the phase voltage using this shortcut method. The 5th step is starting from 240 degree to 300. In this step, 3 thyristor conduct T3, T4, T5. So first we mark T3, T4 and T5. Here we see T3 and T5 both are in parallel. So when two thyristors are in parallel, the voltage across these two phases Vs by 3. Now what about the polarity? These are positive group thyristors, so the polarity is also. Now thyristor number 4 is connect in a single branch. So single branch phase having voltage 2 Vs by 3. So this is phase A having 2 Vs by 3 voltage. What about polarity? So this is negative group thyristor. So the polarity is negative. Now clear? Now draw the waveform VAN minus 2 Vs by 3. So this is minus 2 Vs by 3 for step 5. VBN plus Vs by 3. So this is plus Vs by 3. Vs by 3 is here. If this is 2 Vs by 3. So this is Vs by 3. We draw the waveform. Now VCN Vs by 3. So if this is Vs by 3. So here we draw Vs by. Now similarly in step 6. So step 6 is starting from 300 to 360 degree. Here 4, 5 or 6 thyristors will start conducting simultaneously. So mark 4, 5th or 6th. Here we see 4 and 6 thyristor is connect in parallel. So the voltage across phase A and phase B is Vs by 3. What about polarity? So these two are the negative group thyristor. So the polarity is negative. Phase C thyristor, it means T5 is connecting in a single branch. So the voltage across single branch thyristor is 2 Vs by 3 and this is a positive group thyristor. So the polarity is positive. So VCN, because T5 is a phase C thyristor. So VCN is positive. Now draw the waveform. Here VAN is minus Vs by 3. So here this is minus Vs by 3. Now VBN is also minus Vs by 3. So this is minus Vs by 3. We draw here somewhere. If this is minus 2 Vs by 3. So this is minus Vs by 3. So here we draw minus Vs by 3. Now VCN plus 2 Vs by 3. So if this is Vs by 3. So 2 Vs by 3 is greater than Vs by 3. So here we draw 2 Vs by 3. So in this way we draw the phase voltage for each step. Now we have to calculate the line voltage. So to calculate line voltage, first we know about what do you mean by line voltage. First we assume if this point is A, this point is B. The voltage across this point is VA and this point is VB. So the potential difference between these 2 points is called line voltage. So line voltage is called VAB. The potential difference between the point A and B is called line voltage. So how we calculate VAB? VA minus VB. So here 3 line voltage we have to calculate. VAB, VBC or VCA by using this formula. So we have VAN minus VBN. For VBC we calculate by using this formula VBN minus VCN, or VCA we calculate by using this formula VCN minus VAN. First I will calculate the line voltage for VAB. By using this procedure you have to calculate the line voltage for VBC and VCA. Okay. I am only calculating the line voltage for VAB and draw the waveform. So to calculate line voltage, here we use the phase voltage waveform that we already discussed. By using this phase voltage value, we calculate the line voltage. Okay. So here also we analyze step by step and calculate the line voltage value. So for step 1 is starting from 0 degree to 60 degree. For step 1, here at the right hand side, we calculate the line voltage for step 1, VAB, that is equals to VAN minus VBN. So the value of VAN for step 1 is, here see in the waveform left hand side. For step 1, the value of VAN is Vs by 3. So here we put in calculation right hand side Vs by 3. Now for step 1, the value of VBN, find out from the waveform. The value of VBN is minus 2 Vs by 3 for step 1. So here I write minus 2 Vs by 3. Minus minus plus 3 Vs by 3. 3 cancel, we get Vs. Similarly, in step 2, we calculate VAB, VAN minus VBN. For step 2, the value of VAN is, we find out the value of VAN for step 2 from waveform. So here we see this is step 2 and the value is 2 Vs by 3. If this is Vs by 3, so this is 2 Vs by 3. So this is the 2 Vs by 3. Now VBN minus Vs by 3. Here we see for step 2 this is minus Vs by 3. So here I write in calculation right hand side minus Vs by 3. So minus minus plus 3 Vs by 3. 3 cancel, we get Vs. Same in step 3. VAN, in step 3 VAN value is Vs by 3 or VBN value is again Vs by 3. So Vs by 3 minus Vs by 3, we get 0. For step 4, VAN is minus Vs by 3 and VBN is plus 2 Vs by 3. Okay, so here we write minus Vs by 3 and here minus 2 Vs by 3. After calculating, we get minus Vs. For step 5, again we calculate VAB. So the value of VAN is, so this is minus 2 Vs by 3. So here I write minus 2 Vs by 3. Okay. For step 5, VBN is Vs by 3. So ye Vs by 3. After calculating, we get minus Vs. So in this way, we calculate the value for line voltage. After getting this value, we draw the waveform. So we already calculate the value for line voltage. Now we draw the waveform. So here we draw the waveform of VAB, VBC and VCA. So here I am only draw the waveform for line voltage VAB. Similarly, you have to calculate the line voltage VBC and VCA and draw the waveform. Okay. First here we draw VAB. For step 1 or 0 to 60 degree, VAB is Vs. We know that for step 1. See at the calculation side, VAB for step 1 is Vs. For step 2, VAB is again Vs. So draw the waveform. Again Vs for step 2. For step 3, VAB is 0. So step 3 VAB is 0. For step 4, VAB is minus Vs. So here minus Vs. For step 5, again minus Vs. So minus Vs. For step 6, if we calculate step 6, we got VAB is 0. So in this way, we calculate the line voltage waveform. Similarly, you also calculate the line voltage for VBC and VCA and draw the wave. So hope you like the video. For more interesting video, please like, subscribe and share my channel. If you want notes, so please visit my website. The link of the website I will give in my description box. That is www.quick-learn.in. If you are preparing for competitive exam, in my website I have already upload some MCQ question series and number of previous year question paper just like ONGC, UPPCL that will help you in your competitive exams. So stay continue, keep watching and keep visiting my website. Bye bye.